Good Monday morning. Thanks for joining us on Power Talk Radio, 1460 and 101 FM. Louis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, on the line with us. Good morning, Louis.
Good morning, Mark. How's this Monday morning for you?
Doing pretty good. It's a Robocall Monday.
Robocall Monday. Well, good, because that's what we're going to be talking about.
That's right. So it looks like cell phone companies are going to help us thwart robocalls. It's so annoying when your phone rings and it looks like, oh, it's an 831 number. It must be somebody local. And you answer it. It's a robot. It's some sort of robocall. What's going on with all of this, and what are our cellular providers going to do to help us out on this?
Well, ever since the FCC took on this whole idea of let's try to eliminate, if we can't do that, let's at least minimize the number of robocalls that hit our cell phones, because it was growing astronomically. It was getting out of control. So they approved some language that then allowed the big wireless carriers to start doing something about it. And most of them, to their credit, have done so. They provided a free service. In some cases, it's automatic. So, for example, if you're a Verizon customer like I am, then Verizon offers something called Call Filter. You're automatically opted into that blocks known spammers and known robocallers. But of course, there's no, in a way, there's always an upgrade, right? So with Verizon, you can upgrade to their Call Filter Plus for $3 a month. And that gives you better protection and better visibility into what's going on. But that's just one example. AT&T does the same thing. T-Mobile has the same thing. The only one that so far has not offered any sort of free service for their clients is Sprint. Mm-hmm. But I suspect that they'll eventually do it, especially with the merger that's being talked about. And if you own a wireless phone and you're interested in it and making sure that has been enabled, that you have that feature, call your carrier and check in to make sure, because nobody wants to be bothered by these robocalls that seem to just occupy our phones more and more these days.
Now, Apple's new iOS 13 will include a robocall blocking feature, so that even goes beyond what your cell providers would do, and it's supposed to send all unknown callers right to voicemail. I don't know if you don't have your voicemail set up, I don't know if it still sends them there and they just get disconnected, or if you have to answer the phone.
The voicemail box has not been set up. Thank you. And then they hang up. Google has a phone app assistant through their Pixel phones, which you can set up. It's an Android phone. I have a service through my Samsung. I have a Samsung phone Samsung provides that does like enhanced call filtering, and that's kind of a nice feature.
Okay.
So there are some apps that you can download from either the Google Play Store or the Apple Store that supposedly provide additional benefits. You have to pay for those. But I would check out what the wireless carriers have first, unless you happen to own an iPhone that comes with a really cool app.
All right. So that's some good information for getting rid of these robocalls. And eventually we will be able to get rid of the robocalls, but then the people who are in the robocall business will just come up with a different way of annoying us. They'll come up with their own workaround. And on Veterans Day today, Louis Alvarez has a special message for all of our vets.
I spent over 24 years in the U.S. Air Force, about half of that on active duty, the other half in the reserves. So Veterans Day has always had a special meaning for me. I have a lot of friends who are vets, and for them and everybody else out there who served our country, thank you for your service and enjoy Veterans Day.
Louis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, has been our guest today. Reach him online at alvareztg.com, at alvareztg. That's the Twitter handle. And online, it's alvareztg.com. Thanks, Louis.
Take care, my friend.